Hello, welcome to Tim's Travels. Today I'm at Stornoway on the Western Isles. I'm going to be taking a trip with Caledonian MacBrayne on board MV Loch Seaforth to Ullapool on the west coast of Scotland. Let's go and get to our boat. The waiting area for foot passengers at Stornoway is a pleasant enough spot, but because it's December and because of COVID-19, there's not a great deal going on. But that doesn't matter too much because it's not long until it's time to board. So let's go and have a look around MV Loch Seaforth. As we prepare to leave, what can we expect to find on the Loch Seaforth? Well, it's worth noting that because of COVID-19 restrictions, a lot of the facilities are not in use or are cordoned off, but there's still plenty to find. On the open deck, the outdoor seating is plentiful. I would describe sitting here in December as bracing. Although it wasn't in use at the time of travel, I think having a dedicated pet area on deck 5 is a really nice touch. I also like that there's plenty of space for foot passengers to keep their luggage. There are lots of these alcoves located all throughout deck 5. And it's sad, but it's a reality that to help practice physical distancing, there's much of the vessel that's simply not in use, including the coffee cabin, which I was really disappointed about. I love a coffee. I did, however, manage a visit to the Mariner's Cafe, where I enjoyed a rather tasty sausage roll. But more about that later. So I think I should explain that I always enjoy travelling on a Calmac ferry. Growing up, when we went on holidays as a family to the west coast of Scotland, there was always a Calmac journey involved somewhere. So I know that nostalgia is not what it used to be, but it's really nice to be on a Calmac ferry again. So I thought I should say a little bit about the ferry that we're sailing on today. This is the second MacBrayne vessel to have had the name Loch Seaforth. The first spent most of her career sailing between Mallaig, Caledonian and Stornoway. This particular vessel entered service in 2015, and there are 2 passenger services, Monday to Saturday in each direction, and one each direction on a Sunday. Loch Seaforth also cares for the overnight freight services between Ullapool and Stornoway. So there's about 30 minutes before we berth in Ullapool, and I just thought I would do my thoughts on the trip today with Calmac. So as someone who's lived on an island for over 10 years, I know that the vessels that serve these communities can often be the source of very strong opinions, both for and against. The Loch Seaforth, though, for me, is a cracking ferry. Spacious, like the open plan. I think the really large windows help let lots of light in, plus you can see plenty. And the observation lounge on deck 6 is just great, really lovely to just sit and watch what's ahead of you. When it comes to pricing, the Scottish Government has a pricing policy on these routes called Road Equivalent Tariff, where the price of the ticket should theoretically work out the same cost as it would if you could drive to these places, if that makes sense. So I've done roughly a 100-mile round trip today on this ferry crossing, and it's cost me £19.50, which I think is incredible value for money. Talking about, again, pricing, the meal that I had on board I thought was very reasonably priced. However, I did find it a struggle to find what things actually cost. Maybe not a huge thing, but I just thought things could be priced a little bit more clearly. But all in all, I've had a great time with Caledonian MacBrayne, always do. Love using these services. If you've enjoyed this video, then please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you again soon on Tim's Travels.